with me, your man, Louie T. Welcome. You are here on Louie T Live early Saturday morning, man. Waking up to some breaking news. Just like that, I guess the season isn't over for the Minnesota Vikings. As we find out about the blockbuster deal sending presumed starting quarterback, Sam Bradford from the Philadelphia Eagles to the Minnesota Vikings. Forget this, a 2017 first round pick and a fourth round conditional selection. Now, nobody gives a damn about the fourth round conditional pick right now. Of course, there are going to be some terms in there. He probably has to play X amount of games, take X amount of snaps for them to get that pick. However, it's the first rounder that everybody's freaking out about. Now, look, before we even talk about the pick and the ramifications and what that means, we first have to realize that the Vikings now have a chance at a season. All right? I understand that this is the guy that the Eagles fans last year at one point called Sam Bradford. I understand that. But let's not forget, this guy was a first-round pick once a time ago. He does have talent. And of all the options out there, okay, all these guys that people were throwing out there, the Colin Kaepernicks of the world, the Dirty Chezzes of the world, the AJ McCarrons, the Mike Glennons, he's better than all of them. Now, the question always with Sam Bradford is, can he stay healthy? We know that. That is always the same question you ask yourself with Sam Bradford. Can he stay healthy? We don't know. But with that running game, that defense, if Sam Bradford is right, the Vikings got a shot. And that's all they're looking for. You can't waste many more prime seasons of Adrian Peterson. You just can't. I mean, how many of those does he have left? This defense is ready to go right now. That running game, ready to go right now. So I understand where Rick Spielman, the Vikings general manager, is coming from. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And this was a desperate-ass act on the part of the Minnesota Vikings. Now, if you look at it from the Eagles' perspective, you say to yourself, damn, the Eagles won. Now, it doesn't matter if this is the 29th pick, the Vikings make it all the way to the Super Bowl. This is the 32nd pick in the draft, 31st pick in the draft. The Eagles didn't have a first-round pick in 2017. So it doesn't matter what this pick ends up being, they're winning here. They got a pick in the first round. Because remember, they had to sacrifice to get their quarterback of the future in Carson Wentz last year. They weren't going to have a first-round pick this year. Now they do. So if you look at it from the Eagles' perspective, they took Sam Bradford and spun him into a first-round pick. You can't do it much better than that. You can laugh at the Eagles. You can say what you want about the Eagles. They got a first-round pick now. And Sam Bradford probably wasn't going to be on the roster next year anyway. So they're winning here. Eagles, they made out like some goddamn bandits with this trade. But I think it's a win-win for both parties involved. Now, if you're a Vikings fan, remember, I talked to Vikings fans on this very program about this exact same thing. I talked about this for about, I'd say, 20 minutes to two different Vikings fans, and they both said the same thing. They didn't expect Rick Spielman. And for those of you just joining me, good morning. And for those of you out there already joining me, good morning. Wake up. Sam Bradford is now a Minnesota Viking. Yes, that just happened. So, first round pick and a fourth round conditional pick given to the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2017 NFL draft for Sam Bradford. Now, back to what I was saying. We talked to two Minnesota Vikings fans, both saying the same thing, echoing the same sentiments. Rick Spielman, our general manager, not giving up any picks, not going to do anything rash or jump to any really crazy conclusions here, not going to do anything out of the ordinary. He's going to stay firm on his beliefs that you build through the draft, not going to give up any picks, not at least a first round pick, not a second round pick, not a third, maybe a fourth or a fifth. He's not giving up a first rounder, not for any of these quarterbacks out here. Nah, we're going to stick with Sean Hill. We're going to run the football. We're going to play some defense. And maybe if Tyler Heineke can come back healthy, we might slide him in there. Nah, not happening. We're not wasting a year. That's how Rick Spielman looks at this. We got a new stadium that everybody's excited about. We're coming off of a playoff season where we won the division. Everybody's stoked about that. You think we're going to just allow this season to go by the wayside? Oh, and by the way, Adrian Peterson's 31 years old? Nah, we're not doing that. Even if this is a one-year rental of Sam Bradford, we'll rent him. And we'll see how far he can take us, because it's all about continuing to build momentum in Minnesota. Even if he's just keeping the seat warm for Teddy and they make it to the postseason as a wild card, they don't give a damn. They just want to continue the momentum they built from last season. So while a lot of people are going to kill Rick Spielman for this, and yes, that's a steep price to pay to a quarterback that probably wasn't going to be on this Eagles roster anyway next year. Yeah, that's a hell of a... And a guy that hasn't played 16 games in, what are we talking about, 4 or 5 years? I don't know. I can't tell you. Don't ask me. I can't tell you the last time Sam Bradford played 16 games in an NFL regular season. I can't tell you. Fact of the matter is, he gives them the best chance to win of any of these quarterbacks that was out here on the streets, or any of these quarterbacks that was being dangled out there. He gives them the best, because let's be honest with ourselves. How many other teams around the league would have allowed their starting quarterback to be traded for? That you would actually want? I can't name many. There aren't many starting quarterbacks of other teams around the league that you could have traded for and said, okay, this guy instantly makes my team better. Most teams aren't willing to trade their starting quarterback. They're just not. So this is a really big move for the Vikings. Now, again, the price may be a little steep. That's debatable. Okay, it's not debatable. It's a first-round pick. No, it's not debatable. And a fourth-round pick. That's conditional. And I'm pretty sure the terms are going to be based off of playing time for Sam Bradford. How many games does he play? Probably something like, hey, he needs to play at least 12 games for us for you to get this fourth-round pick. Or else it becomes a fifth or a sixth or a seventh-round pick. Whatever the case may be, that's not the pick everybody's talking about. Everybody's going to be talking about this first-round selection. And rightfully so. That's a pretty steep price to pay for a guy. But again, I said it before, I'll say it again. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And the Vikings are in the most desperate of desperate measures right now. And times, okay? Because you lose your starting quarterback right before the season starts, and you think you're a Super Bowl contending team with a defense that is as legit as any in the league and a running game that is probably the best in the league, or at least the best running back. And hell, I'd argue that their stable of backs, one of the best in the league. I'm not mad at them for this. I'm not. I mean, Vikings fans may be up in arms about this, and maybe some teams in that NFC North aren't happy about this. Why would they be? Now the Vikings are competitive again. Because nobody was scared of the Sean Hill-led Minnesota Vikings. I damn sure wasn't. I was looking at that Vikings game as a win now. I was like, okay, we should be able to beat the Vikings. I know their defense is good. I know Adrian Peterson could probably eat us up, tear us a new asshole. I don't care. They got Sean Hill at quarterback. We're supposed to be able to beat them. That changes now. Say what you want about Sam Bradford. You can call him Sam Badford if you like. I don't give a damn. Fact of the matter is, this man is good. When he's on, he's good. And when he's good, he can be great. And if he's anywhere near the guy that went on the 3-game winning streak a couple of times last year for the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. The Minnesota Vikings could go have themselves a season in 2016. So, yes, this is a big trade, and I think both teams won here. Vikings got what they needed. Eagles got a first-round pick. They don't have to go stand in timeout in the first round next year. And again, they don't give a damn if it's the 22nd pick in the draft or the 25th or the 29th or the 32nd. They get to play in the first round now. Nothing worse than being sent to timeout in the first round of the draft while everybody else is having fun, talking about what guy they want and getting to make a pick. You got to go stand in the timeout corner and wait till the second round. That sucks. Well, now the Eagles don't have to do that. And guess what? You were able to parlay a guy that probably, I got an 80%, I'm putting it at 80% probability that Sam Bradford wasn't going to be on that roster next year. 80% is what I'm putting it at. You got a first-round pick for him and a fourth-round pick, a conditional fourth-round pick. You won today. But so did the Minnesota Vikings. And I know Vikings fans probably like, Damn, I didn't want to give up a first-round pick, but you didn't want your team to be 6-10 this year either, did you? So I don't want to hear nobody complaining about this trade. If you're a fan of the Eagles or the Vikings, you won today. Your team got better if you're the Vikings, Eagles. Your future got better because you got a first-round pick. Everybody wins. Everybody walks away from this thing happy. Now, if you're a team, a fan of another team in the league, then yeah, you can have all the opinions you want. But if you're a Vikings fan, you're upset you gave up a first-round pick. Look, I understand your frustration, but you got to look at it this way. If you would have just ran with Sean Hill, you winning 6-7 games max with Sean Hill. Who wants to go into a season knowing they're going to win 7 games when you thought you were going to win the Super Bowl or at least contend for one just a week ago? Everything was all good just a week ago, man. I can tell you this much. If I'm a Vikings fan, to hell with that first round pick. I want to win now. That's always been my philosophy. I want to win now. Damn the future. I want to win right now. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And look, you know your general manager, he's good for it. It's not like you got one of these dope general managers that'll put you in a bind that does stupid things with picks. That ain't Rick Spielman's philosophy. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and this was the most desperate time he's ever been in Minnesota. So he said, I got to make a drastic move here, man. I got to do something that I normally wouldn't do. Sam Bradford, keep the party going. First round pick, here you go, Philadelphia. Normally I wouldn't do this, but keep the party going. So let's go to Twitter, and I know y'all are probably killing the Vikings for this. I know you killing the Vikings for this. But look, man, when your back is against the wall and you don't got many options, what's a guy to do? What's a team to do? Got to get you a starting quarterback, man. Bottom line. Got to get you a starting quarterback. So we're going to get on this live feed and see if you guys got some comments. I'm going to jump on Twitter and we're gonna discuss this thing, man, because this is a blockbuster deal. That's what this is. Blockbuster deal. So we're going to talk about it. So let's see what you guys got to say. All right. Make sure you're using the hashtag Louie T Live. You know the rules to the game, then play. Okay? That's all I ask. Look, man, you know the rules to the game. Then play. Hashtag Louie T Live. If you want your comment read, hashtag Louie T Live, whether you on the actual discussion chat room board or you're on Twitter, wherever you are, hashtag Louie T Live so we can get this thing started. So let's talk about this thing now. All right. Wow. It's a big move, guys. And like I said, if you're a Vikings fan, you got to suck this one up. And you should feel good about it. Again, it's a 1-year rental, potentially. Hey, it was either that or the alternative, Sean Hill. Look, you can sit here and try to convince yourself that Sean Hill was going to get you to 8-8, 9-7, maybe even 10-6. Come on, bruh. No, seriously. Come on, man. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You know damn well Sean Hill going to get you to 10 wins. Because that's most likely what it's going to take to get you in the back door of the NFC playoffs. Remember, this isn't the NFC East. This isn't the AFC South. No disrespect to those divisions. But guess what? Both of those divisions were won at 9-7 last year. You're not winning a damn thing in the NFC North at 9-7. And you know that. You know this, man. So why not go get you a quarterback that could potentially get you to 10 wins, get you to 11 wins? Now, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve early on in the season. He doesn't know your playbook. He doesn't know Norv Turner's philosophy and terminology. But he's a smart guy. He should be able to get up to speed rather quickly and give you an opportunity. Week 1, you should be able to win that game. And he should be able to do some minimal stuff in that game to get you a W. That's a soft layup. Take it and run with it. I think you got Tennessee in week 1, if I'm not mistaken. No disrespect to the Titans, but they don't want any of that defense. So we're going to see. But let's talk. Let's see what you guys got to say, if you guys have anything to say. Let's see what y'all talking about. I know y'all over there having a hell of a sidebar conversation, which is what y'all generally do, which I don't have a problem with. Let's see. Anything discussed in the chat box? All right, yeah, I got a comment there. And I got another one. All right. So I'm going to go to Twitter first, and I'm going to jump on the comment that I see over there in the YouTube discussion chat box. At LER3AP3R says, okay. Okay, so I passed a bunch of his comments. So let me jump on these real quick. He says, you don't really need to read this on air, but holy S. Well, I read it on the air anyway, Brax. I like this move for Bradford. I think it's his best chance to succeed thus far with this Vikings team. I wholeheartedly agree, man. Sam Bradford, look, he's gotten a bad rap because of his injury history in this league, and rightfully so. You can't stay healthy. You can't help a team. But make no mistake about it, when the man's healthy, he's really good. Remember, there was one year in St. Louis where he was 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and having a career year before he went down with the ACL tear versus the Panthers on the sidelines. Look, Sam Bradford is not trash, all right? He's not Dirty Chaz. And I was hearing his name thrown about, oh, just go out and get Dirty Chaz. What about EJ? Everybody was trying to get rid of their garbage. Hey, what about Dirty Chaz? You got Jets fans saying, hey, what about Geno Smith? Bills fans saying, hey, come get EJ Manuel. Don't nobody want your trash, man. Don't nobody want your trash. That's why this is a good trade for the Vikings, because Sam Bradford is not trash. He just can't stay healthy. If you protect Sam Bradford, he can deliver the football for you. If you allow Sam Bradford to get hit, much like most quarterbacks in the league, he'll do dumb stuff. That's 80% of the league at the quarterback position any damn way. You let quarterbacks consistently get hurt and hit, they're going to do dumb stuff. Sam Bradford's no different. But one thing you don't have to worry about is when he is protected, he ain't going to do dumb stuff. Like a Dirty Chaz, like a EJ Manuel, like a Geno Smith. He ain't going to do nothing stupid. You protect him, he'll get the football to the right man and allow his playmakers to make plays. And the last thing Brock said at LER3AP3R says, one more thing and I'll shut up. There's no guarantee Teddy B will be ready at the start of next season either. And that is correct as well. This was a serious injury, dislocated kneecap, torn ACL, completely torn. There's no guarantee that Teddy Bridgewater, and this is a 2-year deal that they're inheriting from the Eagles with Sam Bradford. So worst case scenario, it's a 2-year rental. And if Teddy's not ready to go at the start of next year, guess what? You still got Sam Bradford on your roster to give you a shot again next year until Teddy B is ready to rock and roll. So to me, it's a win-win for both teams involved. Vikings get themselves a quality starter in this league. All right, a quality starting quarterback. And yes, the price was very steep, but they still got themselves a shot. Who wants their season to be condemned before it starts? I don't know anybody that wants to raise their hand for that. So they got a shot now. That's all you can ask for in this league. The parity in this league is ridiculous. Why not the Vikings this year with Sam Bradford at quarterback? They got all the rest of the stuff they need to make it work. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. All right, let's move on. My man Showtime is not happy about this. If you're not happy about it, come talk to us out here on the chat, man. Showtime. Make sure you use the hashtag Louie T Live. Lionfire VA says Eagles need that first round pick. It's going to take quite a while to fix the damage Chip did to that team. Agree. And that's what they're doing. And that's what this trade, because look, you get yourself a quarterback in Carson Wentz. If you feel like he's the guy, then that's great. That's a building block right there. They got some stuff on defense, but it's going to take a while to replenish that offense because Chip Kelly gutted that offense. So you get a first-round pick. You get another fourth-round pick if Sam Bradford's able to stay healthy, and all of a sudden now you got yourself a draft next year. You can fast-track this thing if you're the Eagles. And this was a hell of a move on the part of Howie Roseman and company in Philadelphia to get this pick and the conditional pick on top of matters. And you still got it. And see, we all laughed at the Eagles. This is the funny part. We all made fun of the Eagles. What the hell are the Eagles doing? They signed Sam Bradford and turn around and signed Chase Daniel. They got 3 quarterbacks that they're paying good money to. What are they doing? The Eagles said, hey, man, we know what we're doing. Back up a little. Wait. Back up a taste. Get the hell out my face. I got this. They said, all right, what we going to do? And they didn't know that Teddy Bridgewater was going to dislocate his kneecap and tear his ACL completely. They didn't know that the quarterback market would open up and give them a chance to parlay Sam Bradford into a first-round pick. All they knew is that they had options. Worst case scenario, Sam Bradford plays 7 games this year. Chase Daniel comes in, plays the other 9. Sam Bradford plays 10 games this year. Chase Daniel plays the other 6. Or Sam Bradford plays 12 games. Chase Daniel plays the other 4. Or hell, Sam Bradford miraculously stays healthy and plays all 16 games. In their mind, they said, look, it's a win-win for us. Either these guys are going to play quarterback and allow Carson Wentz to sit on the bench and develop, or we're going to be able to parlay Sam Bradford or one of these dudes into some picks, some value, some resources. That's what they did. So while we were laughing, they were brainstorming out there in Philly, and it all came to fruition for them. Wow. Got to say the Eagles really, they came up today. That was a come up right there. When you get 2 picks, one being a first-round pick for a dude that probably wasn't going to be on your roster next year, I call that winning. I don't know what you call that. I call that winning. All right. At hit_man1995 says, for what they gave the Eagles, I don't like Sam. Can't stay healthy, but they needed someone at quarterback. And that's what it's all about. You may not like the value, or you don't like the resources that they divulged into this trade. I understand that, but at the end of the day, you had to do something. You had to do something. And I'm not a Vikings fan, so I can't tell you how I feel or shouldn't feel about this or how they should feel. I can tell you as a guy looking on the outside looking in, I can tell you that they needed to do something because Sean Hill, when you're delusional and something like that happens and you don't have time to really process it, you're just looking for a way to make things better. And Vikings fans, the way they rationalized in their head was, we got a great defense. We got a great running game. We'll be fine. No, you're not going to be fine with just that. Okay? You can't live like that in this league. Everybody wanted to point to Denver last year. Oh, the Broncos won a Super Bowl with a great defense. And they had Peyton Manning and they had Brock Osweiler on the bench, man. That's what I kept. They had Brock Osweiler. Y'all keep talking about Brock like he's garbage. He's not. Brock Osweiler won them games last year. You still need somebody that can win you games in this league. You didn't have that. You had Sean Hill. We seen that movie already, man. I don't want to watch it again. I know the ending to that movie. You had to go do something. Nobody wants to throw away a season before it starts. You had to do something. All right. Let's get to this chat room, and then we'll if there's nothing else, we'll roll. K. Michael says, Bradford's injury history is the roll of a dice. If he gets injured by week 4, Vikes will be kicking themselves in the ass. Look, that's the price you got to pay. That's the price you got to pay. That's the price of admission right there. Scared money don't make money. Can't live your life in fear, man. Let me tell you that again, because a wise man once told me this once upon a time, and it's something I live by. Scared money don't make money, man. You can't live your life in fear, man. Okay? You got to go out and you got to tell yourself that we going to make the best of this situation with Sam Bradford. We going to run the football. We going to play defense. We going to protect Sam Bradford. He going to spread the football around to these weapons. We going to be just fine. If Sam Bradford does go down, okay, we wasted a first-round pick, but that's the roll of the dice, man. You just said it was a roll of a dice. You go ahead, shake those dice up. Kiss them and roll them and hope they come up nice, man. Roll the dice. Ice water in the veins, hope they come up nice. Can't be scared, though. Scared money don't make no money. And if you scared in this situation, then just be content with going 6-10, 7-9. Nobody likes that existence. I'd much rather roll the dice and give myself a chance. That's what they doing. Mr. DCB215 says, I will talk about that a little bit later. All right. Steve Horton says, as a Chiefs fan, Chase Daniel can win for the time being in Philly. I agree, and that's what the Eagles feel. Remember, he's in a system that he's comfortable in. Okay? Chase Daniel was with Doug Peterson and Andy Reid in Kansas City for the last 2-3 seasons. Okay? Chase Daniel is more than competent and capable of winning them some games. They weren't going to win a bunch of games anyway. Eagles said, look, man, whatever we get this year, whether it's 6-10, 7-9, 8-8, hell, 9-7, whatever we get, house money, man. We playing with house money this year. Nobody expects us to do anything. It'd be great if we jumped up, bit everybody in the ass, and won the NFC East at 9-7, 10-6. But whatever the hell happens, we're going to take it in stride, man. You know why? Because we playing with house money right now. We got another quarterback that we can roll with, that we comfortable with. We going to do that. That's what they going to do. And they got a first-round pick out of it. How do you not like what the Eagles just did? I don't understand how you couldn't. Moving right along. Let's see if there's any more comments. I don't see any more comments there. We're going to check Twitter. Got another comment on Twitter. @hit_man 1995 says, for the Eagles, the draft being held in Philly in 2017, now the Eagles have a first-round pick for the fans to boo. Yeah, and it's funny because I totally forgot, but yes, that came down yesterday. They closed the deal on the Eagles hosting the 2017 NFL draft, so that's perfect. Now they got a first-round pick. Now they can boo whoever they take at, and we'll see what the Vikings do and what that pick is for the Eagles. If the Vikings stink, that could be a mid-first round pick still, you know. Now, the assumption is if Sam Bradford stays healthy, that's a playoff team, and they're gonna be somewhere in the 20s, possibly in the 30s if they make it all the way to one of the championship games or the Super Bowl. But in my mind, it's a first round pick nonetheless, which you didn't have one before, so you really don't give a damn where it is. You'd like it to be as early as possible. You'd like the Vikings to stink, but with Sam Bradford healthy, they're not going to stink. I can assure you of that. Again, I've watched Sam Bradford play his entire career. The man is not garbage, okay? The man can play some football. He just can't stay healthy. That's been his bugaboo. He's getting injured. Let's see if they can keep him upright in Minnesota. All right, see. Okay, somebody just told me to search my hashtag, not my mentions. Okay, will do. I apologize for that. So that's what I'm doing right now. That must mean I have more comments in my mentions. And I do. Appreciate that. @MacArthurDean. Appreciate that, man. So let me go ahead and read some more comments that I have. @MacArthurDean says, Bradford with a legit running threat and a decent offensive line play will live up to his expectations. I think so, man. If they can keep him upright, Sam Bradford is a good quarterback. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you a quick little story, man. Louie T story time, real quick. Last year, right around the midpoint of the season, Eagles started off bad, remember. If you remember, Eagles started off rough last year. They started to get their act together right around the midpoint of the season. They had won 2 or 3 games straight. They were up on the Dolphins at home, and then Sam Bradford gets injured. You want me to tell you at that point of the season what team worried me? And you can go back and check the archives. Right around week 7, week 8. I was saying this on all my videos. I said, if you're in the NFC East, and I was telling my Redskin family this, my brother and my sister. I said, look, if you want to be afraid of some team in this division, be afraid of the Eagles, man. They starting to make some moves. Sam Bradford playing some outstanding football. That defense coming together. Look out for the Eagles. Sam Bradford healthy is a scary dude. That's what I was telling everybody. Then he gets hurt against the Dolphins. Dirty Chaz promptly comes into the game, throws the game-losing interception, and then they go on to lose 3 straight. And just like that, the Eagles were put back into their place. No Sam Bradford equals bad football for the Eagles last year. If the man's healthy, he's good. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And that's what @MacArthurDean basically is trying to express to y'all. With a running game and a defense like this, if they can keep him upright, and why wouldn't they be able to? That running game is going to keep defenses honest. Sam Bradford should be able to pick defenses apart. They got weapons in Minnesota. They got weapons. @MacArthurDean says again, Bradford and St. Louis and Philly had receivers that couldn't catch. Absolutely. I remember that Panthers game. I remember the Panthers game and how many drops the Eagles had on a Sunday night last year versus the Carolina Panthers. Dropping balls left and right, including the game-clinching interception right through the damn hands of Jordan Matthews. They struggled last year. Remember the Philadelphia Eagles and Atlanta Falcons week 1? Monday Night Football? Jordan Matthews' ball go right through his damn hands. Pick. Game over. They couldn't catch. They couldn't catch a cold. Or as my ex-high school coach used to tell us, son, you couldn't catch claps in a whorehouse. That was what they had last year. They couldn't catch anything. So, yeah, it's rough out there on those streets, man. And so the Vikings had to pay. You got to pay to play, man. They had to give it up. They'll be fine. All right, so I don't see any more comments. And from now on, I will make sure that I check my, and I used to do that. I don't know why I stopped. I will make sure I check my mentions with the hashtag. That way it'll give me everything. I appreciate that. So that's going to do it. I don't see any more comments. Blockbuster deal. Vikings. Get Sam Bradford. Eagles, in exchange, get a first-round pick in 2017's NFL Draft, along with a fourth-round conditional pick. To me, both parties involved win here. There's no losers from this trade. As of right now, again, the season will dictate whether we have two winners or we have a winner and a loser in this trade. If Sam Bradford goes out and plays bad football, which I doubt, if he's healthy, I doubt he does that. But if he goes out and plays bad football and this Vikings team doesn't win enough games to qualify and get a ticket to the dance, then the Eagles win this trade flat out. No doubts about it. But if the Vikings play good football, play what we expect to be sound defense with an outstanding running game and some weapons around Sam Bradford that can get it done, and he gets it done and they win 10 games and they make it to the postseason, it's a win for both teams. If Sam Bradford gets hurt in week 6 and has to miss 8 games, the Eagles win the trade. But as of right now, as I sit here in front of you on September the 3rd, both teams win. This is a win-win for both teams involved. May not like the compensation that was given up, but they had to do it. Back against the wall, season on the line. With Sean Hill as your quarterback, man, give me a break. Stop playing. Stop playing. So, last comment that I'll read. Let's see if I got anything else. Yeah, last comment I'll read. Even in the first big weekend of college football, the NFL still rules. That's how they like to do it, man. Even though they couldn't have foresaw this one coming, that's how they like to do it, man. The NFL never wants to leave your consciousness, man. College football is like, yo, I got a big day lined up for you. I got football all over the place for you, man. Come get you some of this. You want some of this? You want some of this USC, Alabama? Come get you some of this, man. NFL like, man, forget about that. We got something bigger for you. Damn you, NFL. Can't you just let college football live? They say, hell no, we can't let them live. Anyway, y'all still going to watch college football today. This ain't going to change that. In any event, I got one more comment. I said that was going to be my last one, but since this one just showed up, I'll read it. Eagles are building DGB, Wentz, that defense first-round pick they are building. I agree. Like I said, it's a process. Rome wasn't built overnight, man. It's a process. But one brick at a time. If Carson Wentz is that dude, you went out and got DGB for nothing. Now you got a first-round pick. You locked up Fletcher Cox. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. In any event, that will do it for me, man. Appreciate all you guys joining me on this live feed. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything in the National Football League. Remember, we're changing the game here on the Louie T Network. Louie T Live. One live feed at a time. I'll see you guys next time.